In today's video, I'm going to talk about the 15 funniest SpongeBob episodes. Let's get started. At number 15, Help Wanted. The very first episode of SpongeBob is still one of the funniest ever. It's special because it kicked off the iconic duo of SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs. In this episode, SpongeBob goes to the Krusty Krab to apply for a job as a fry cook. However, Squidward and Mr. Krabs try to get rid of him by giving him an impossible task. Despite the odds, SpongeBob completes the task and impresses Mr. Krabs, earning the famous position of Krabby Patty Cook. Fans of Ren and Stimpy loved the crazy humor, but for new viewers and kids, it was a brand new kind of fun. At number 14, the camping episode. One of the funniest and goofiest episodes of SpongeBob is this one from Season 3, where SpongeBob and Patrick go camping. Squidward decides to join them but gets irritated when he realizes they're camping just a few feet from SpongeBob's house. Despite this, they spend the night doing silly things around the campfire until a scary sea bear shows up. Squidward keeps insisting that sea bears aren't real, but the joke's on him when a creature with a fish body and bare head repeatedly attacks him.
Squidward, are you okay?
No.
After some quick thinking, they manage to get rid of the sea bear, only for Squidward to end up facing a sea rhinoceros, adding to the confusion and laughs. At number 13, Pizza Delivery. In one of the funniest SpongeBob episodes, a simple pizza delivery turns into a chaotic adventure. Mr. Krabs sends SpongeBob and Squidward to deliver the Krusty Krab's new pizza to a customer in Bikini Bottom. This episode is one of the first to showcase the craziness that ensues when SpongeBob gets behind the wheel, a gag that becomes a regular feature in the series. SpongeBob tries to navigate using pioneer methods, leading to some ridiculous moments, including dancing around while a starving Squidward tries to snatch the pizza. After a series of mishaps, they finally reach their destination, only to have the customer angrily reject the pizza because they forgot his diet, Dr. Kelp.
My drink.
What drink?
My drink? My diet, Dr. Kelp?
Frustrated, Squidward throws the pizza in the customer's face, creating one of his most relatable moments. At number 12, Graveyard Shift. In Graveyard Shift, Mr. Krabs decides to keep the Krusty Krab open late to make more money. SpongeBob is thrilled at the idea of working all night, but Squidward is far from happy. To dampen SpongeBob's excitement, Squidward uses SpongeBob's fear of the dark against him. Squidward tells a creepy story about the hash-slinging slasher, a fry cook who lost his hand and replaced it with a rusty spatula. The plan backfires when both SpongeBob and Squidward start believing the story might be true. The episode is hilarious for many reasons, especially the ending, which features Count Orlick from the vampire movie Nosferatu flicking the lights on and off, the real character the Krusty Krab employees should have been afraid of.
If that was you on the phone and you on the bus, then who was flickering the lights? Nosferatu!
At number 11, Survival of the Idiots. In the hilarious Season 2 episode Survival of the Idiots, SpongeBob and Patrick accidentally wake Sandy from her winter hibernation. This leads to the creation of the funny characters Pinhead and Dirty Dan. Their noisy antics make Sandy wake up in a furious rage, showing a side of her no one had seen before. Patrick even makes a pair of earmuffs for her out of his belly button lint to calm her down. The chaos continues as SpongeBob and Patrick play around in the winter setting until they have to pull off all of Sandy's fur to stay warm. At number 10, Frankendoodle. Frankendoodle is one of the funniest SpongeBob episodes, known for its clever self-referential humor and a wild side character. In this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick find a magic pencil that brings their drawings to life. SpongeBob draws a copy of himself for a prank, creating Doodlebob, an evil version of SpongeBob who wants to take his place. SpongeBob thinks he erases Doodlebob, but the show surprises viewers when Doodlebob's arm survives and redraws himself. The episode ends with a memorable showdown, wrapping up this unique and funny adventure. At number 9, Snowball Effect. In Snowball Effect, Squidward finds himself caught up in the chaos once again. Bikini Bottom is covered in snow, and Squidward uses it as an opportunity to start a snowball fight between SpongeBob and Patrick. When they sign a peace treaty, Squidward gets frustrated and tries to stir up the fight again. Things get really funny when Squidward starts to enjoy the snowball fight, even building a huge fort out of paranoia. It's one of the few times Squidward seems to have fun, until his own anxiousness ruins it. The episode is packed with laughs, like Patrick struggling to make a snowball and accidentally making other shapes, and Squidward's fireplace being extinguished by a snowball. At number 8, Hall Monitor. In Hall Monitor, power rarely goes to SpongeBob's head, but this episode is an exception. Mrs. Puff reluctantly gives SpongeBob hall monitor duties, and he immediately takes it too seriously. After boring the whole school with a long speech, he's allowed to keep the uniform overnight, which leads to chaos. He starts acting like the hall monitor of the entire city, causing mayhem in the streets. The episode is filled with laughs as the police launch a manhunt for SpongeBob, who doesn't realize he's the one causing all the trouble.
Huh. This guy's not half bad looking for a maniac. Wait a minute, Patrick. I'm the maniac!
We'll take that as a confession.
It ends hilariously with Mrs. Puff landing in jail because of the mess SpongeBob created. At number 7, Shanghai. In Shanghai, one of the funniest SpongeBob episodes, we meet the Flying Dutchman, one of the best side characters in the series. The chaos starts when an anchor crashes into Squidward's house, prompting him, SpongeBob, and Patrick to confront the shipowner. What follows is a hilarious adventure.
Insulting a man's ship be worse than insulting his mother.
No, wait, it was his mother you said was dirty, not his ship.
Squidward gets tossed into the Fly of Despair, while SpongeBob and Patrick are forced to join the Flying Dutchman's crew forever. They're terrible at their new jobs, leading to some of the series' funniest moments. Their attempts to escape fail until they steal the Dutchman's dining sock, forcing him to grant them 3 wishes. The episode stands out with 3 different, equally bizarre endings, sparking fun discussions among fans. At number 6, Chocolate with Nuts. Chocolate with Nuts features one of the most iconic SpongeBob moments ever. After seeing a magazine showing the lavish lifestyles of the rich, SpongeBob and Patrick decide to sell chocolate door to door. Chaos ensues as customers go crazy for the chocolate, and the duo get swindled by another salesman. They keep changing their tactics to improve their sales. A standout scene involves them meeting Mary and her elderly mother, creating one of the most quoted moments in the series.
They're selling chocolate!
What?
They're selling chocolate!
That's selling chocolate?
Yeah!
Chocolate. I remember when they first invented chocolate. I always hated it.
After a long day, an eccentric customer catches up with them and buys all their chocolate, making them rich. The episode ends in a very funny way with SpongeBob and Patrick taking Mary and her mother on an extravagant and bizarre double date. At number 5, No Free Rides. One of the best running gags in SpongeBob started with this classic episode from Season 2. SpongeBob is determined to pass his boating exam, even though he's notorious for causing chaos whenever he's behind the wheel. Mrs. Puff is so stressed out by his driving that she decides to just give him a passing grade to avoid dealing with him anymore. The funniest part of the episode is when Mrs. Puff starts having nightmares about SpongeBob causing chaos on the road. It's shocking and hilarious to see SpongeBob crashing and running people over in her dreams. Mrs. Puff becomes desperate to keep SpongeBob off the road. Mary Jo Catlett, the voice actress for Mrs. Puff, was even nominated for an Annie Award for her performance in this hilarious SpongeBob episode. At number 4, Idiot Box. Idiot Box is one of the funniest SpongeBob episodes because it plays with reverse logic. SpongeBob and Patrick buy a TV but end up having more fun with the box it came in. Squidward, initially uninterested, becomes curious when he sees how much fun they're having.
chopper's on the way.
SpongeBob, my legs are frozen solid. You'll have to cut them off with a saw.
No, Patrick, I can't do that.
Why not?
Because I already cut off my own arm.
The episode gives us a hilarious peek into Squidward's character, who usually lacks humor and imagination. When he tries to join in and use his imagination, he ends up in a landfill with nothing to show for it. Idiot Box brilliantly highlights the personalities of SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward, earning it a Golden Reel Award for Best Sound Editing in Television Animation. At number 3 are one of the funniest SpongeBob episodes features a memorable one-liner from Patrick Star.
10,000 paces east.
Oh, east? I thought you said west.
West? What kind of compass are you reading, lad?
This one, sir.
That's west, Patrick. You're fired again.
Mr. Krabs gets obsessed with a board game and decides to turn it into a real treasure hunt, dragging SpongeBob and Patrick along. The episode is known for its excessive use of the word R, which Patrick hilariously mispronounces. Later, Patrick leads the group west instead of east, all because of his mispronunciation, leading to comedic chaos. The episode brilliantly showcases Mr. Krabs' greed as he goes to extreme lengths to find the treasure. R was also praised by critics and won a Golden Reel Award for Best Sound Editing in Television Animation. At number 2, Rock Bottom. Known for its surreal humor, SpongeBob delivers one of its funniest episodes with Rock Bottom. SpongeBob finds himself stuck in the eerie depths of Rock Bottom, a spooky place filled with strange creatures and a unique way of speaking that involves blowing raspberries. He tries to catch a bus back home to Bikini Bottom, but everything hilariously goes wrong, leaving him stranded in the dark. To get home, SpongeBob gets unexpected help from a balloon and a peculiar anglerfish who communicates solely by blowing raspberries. With the anglerfish's help, SpongeBob finally makes it home, but not without encountering plenty of weirdness along the way. It's a bizarre and hilarious episode that stands out as one of the show's oddest. Rock Bottom, along with R, even won a Golden Reel Award for Best Sound Editing in Television Animation. At number 1, Band Geeks. Band Geeks tops the list as one of the funniest and most unforgettable SpongeBob episodes. Squidward scrambles to put together a band for the prestigious Bubble Bowl event to impress his rival Squilliam Fancyson. Despite being set up for embarrassment, Squidward is determined to make the event a success. However, he ends up with the worst group imaginable, including Patrick, Sandy, and Plankton, none of whom have any musical talent. Amidst hilarious mishaps, like Patrick's famous quote,
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
SpongeBob steps in as the composer to try and save the day. In the end, Squidward surprisingly achieves success, making the episode both heartwarming and absurd. Band Geeks received critical acclaim and won a Golden Reel Award for Best Sound Editing in Television Animation. SpongeBob has tons of funny episodes, and these are some of the most popular and funniest ones. If there's a hilarious episode you think I missed, let me know in the comments.